I just don't like the way that team's trending. Every week we talk, people got so excited like he was going to win Nashville. He was running fourth, and he got the third one time, and people were investing in his championship rings.
I think he could win Daytona. I mean, anybody could win, but you think about a driver with as much experience and talent as Kyle Busch has. I truly believe that if given the right circumstance and the right situation, he can make that car outperform what it's capable of.
I just don't know. And Brad, I'm curious on your thoughts on this about the situation down in Welcome.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't think they're bringing fast cars to the racetrack.
It's almost like the season started and they were like, oh, it's here now. Because Kyle Busch went, 5, 6, 7 weeks without having a consistent pit crew. They had all the problems there. Then all of a sudden for Austin Dillon, they're running the way they had run the year before. They moved Keith Rodden off of the pit box and put Justin Alexander back on it, the guy where Austin Dillon had won 4 races in his career. And then Andy Petree leaves. And, Andy Petree is a guy who comes in and makes your organization better. And then he leaves, and Keith Rodden, the guy you took off of Austin Dillon's pit box, is now the one who's in charge of your competition. They were making all of these off-season moves when the season started. And, I guess I applaud them for not sitting on their hands and just doing the same thing, but it just doesn't feel like they have everything syncing the way it should.
I want to read this tweet from our good friend Danielle Trotta. She was in Chicago this past weekend doing some live shows for SiriusXM, and she sat down with Austin and just speaking to the future of Richard Childress Racing and where they're thinking they want to go. She says, driver Austin Dillon says he has 2 years left on his contract, and he's committed to the 3-car, says big changes are coming to RCR at the end of this year and beginning of next year. Kyle Busch is committed to the process, so it sounds like they're going to hire at least one person on the competition side. So it'd be interesting to see who they bring in to potentially help them right the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What big-time crew chief just didn't get hired?
Huh.
Rodney Childress?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I could easily see Richard's got a big checkbook. He could write it. He could
I think
stroke
he'd
a
need
check.
a big checkbook for that one.
But if you're Rodney, do you go over to be Austin Dillon's crew chief? Or does Randall Burnett move over to Austin Dillon and away from Kyle Busch? We've touted how good of a crew chief Randall Burnett has been, and maybe a lot of those things change. That's the other thing you have to look at. I mean, what big name person you have to go over there and say, okay, boy, this looks appealing to me to drive 90 minutes out of town to go to work every day for a team that's been struggling.
I don't know. I don't think there's one problem at RCR. I think it's a myriad of things. It might be director of competition, could be the crew chief, could be the driver has lost interest. It's like when you get a big bubble under the carpet and you step on it and you squash it. What happens?
Another one pops up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just moves over there.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem is. We need a new competition director.
Yeah.
We need a new crew chief. I don't know. I take no joy out of seeing Richard Childress Racing struggling. But I don't know a way out of this mess right now. It's probably not happening this year. And I don't like seeing Kyle Busch. Here's fate. Here's the way fate works. Kyle Busch finally gets to be popular.
Right, and he stops winning.
We love Kyle Busch. He is so awesome. And now I can't even hate him if I want to because he's not running up front.
You feel sorry for him.
Yeah. He doesn't want your sympathy. Anyway, that's the fate of this sport. That's the beautiful part and the ugly part of it.